breathe into your heart. Welcome to this practice. I invite you to open your hips, loosen your neck, pay attention to the tensions you have brought here today. And sit, and then lie back, preparing for core work to build some heat. Lying and then rising into bridge. An easy bridge at first. Stop at your easy, natural limits. Exhale your way down and inhale your legs into a hug. Hug your knees towards your body. Breathing into your lower back. Saying hello to the ground. Inhale into a boat pose. Exhale back down. Just recognizing how it feels to warm up your abdomen. Tuning in. Again, inhale into a boat pose. And build a rhythm. Inhale up. Exhale down. Boat poses involve the strength of the core and the balance to come into them and release them in one breath. You are going to build some fire here. So find your pace and follow your inhales. So you begin the motion as your lungs tell you to. Your body is an extension of your breath. Feel this strength in your solar plexus, uniting your body. If the fire gets too hot, lie back down and hug your knees. If you can keep going without lurching, keep going. We're not counting. We're warming up. Finding your natural limit is never a failure. Simply find it. If you get that fire going, your body's telling you that you are activating. It's working. The numbers do not matter in this way. If you need to slow the breathing down, do so. Rejuvenate a little bit more. Change the pace. And find more strength than you may have thought you had. To build strength in this exercise, I do count sometimes. And I don't stay with my actual intent if I begin to lurch and cheat. Find a balance between challenging yourself and respecting what your body communicates to you. And as you slow down, you hug your knees to your body and feel the burn. Allow them to fall to one side, and then allow your opposite shoulder to rise, and then straighten your arm out. And then as you exhale back down, feel the twist and allow gravity to help you draw open your sides. Inhale, reverse the legs, draw them across your body and to the other side. Then you allow the opposite shoulder to lift, the arm goes straight out from there, and then each exhale surrenders it down towards the ground, deepening the twist. Return to center, hugging your knees to your body, and prepare for bicycles. Again, we're not counting. Your hands are going low behind your neck, your elbows are in. As you exhale, One leg straightens, the elbow goes towards the opposite knee. It doesn't have to touch. You can tell your easy natural limit, stick with it. The breathing is faster, and if that does not work for you, you can do a slower version and build strength. Find a balance between strong movement and the unity of your breath. And bring your knees back in. Then lower them to the ground and rise into a gentle bridge. Your knees have a simple squeeze towards each other without touching. Breathe here and recognize how you can make this easier by going a little bit higher. Do not overexert any one muscle group. Exhale your way down. Extend your legs and prepare for leg lifts. So they're out straight without locking the knees. And you're exhaling your legs up to perpendicular, inhaling them down. For a slightly added challenge, don't touch them fully to the floor. So you're keeping the muscles engaged. Allow the rhythm of your breath to guide you. So you can speed the rhythm of your breath and yet follow the feeling of your lungs to induce the movement in your body. This is just a warm-up for the next exercise, unless the next exercise doesn't work. So either repeat this leg lifting series after a rest, or prepare for jackknives. Jackknives involve making a boat to a plow, a low boat to a plow. It's a little bit more challenging of an exercise. It is fine to repeat the leg lifts. If you're going to do the jackknives or not, still go into an easy shoulder stand right now. Here, an easy shoulder stand, you keep your knees bent. You move around a bit to open your body. Then you roll back down and you go from an easy boat to a plow. Easy boat, you can keep your hands down on the ground. It's a little lower. Inhaling up, exhaling over your head, feet towards the floor. I touch. Don't do it if it's too much strain. Feel the rhythm of this. All of the strength comes from your core. Your shoulders and neck are relaxed. And you're not going any further than you can go naturally. So you can challenge yourself to go deeper without entering strain. Don't create more tension than you already had. You're going for the fire. When you need a breath, go into a shoulder stand. Let it be easy. And if you want to raise your legs and straighten them up, perhaps explore it. Then you can lower them down in a plow and bring them back up. Roll to hug your knees. You are always welcome to skip these little steps in between exercises. Don't think of them as a loss. Get it the next time round. Feel the fire in your core. We are going to build some more. So, return to the leg lifts. This gets the lowest abdominal muscles. And if you need to, keep resting. Feel the rhythm of your breathing. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Feel fluid within your body. You're going for the fire. Once you find it, stay a little longer. Stop before you're sloppy. And draw the knees into your body. Hug them. Feel the fire. We're warming up your inside and building your core. It enables you to do much more than you could otherwise. Either move through a boat pose, seated through a plow, or roll to the side and give yourself a child's pose. Separate the knees a bit, draw the belly in, then rise to a plank with your elbows down. So it's a plank on your forearms. Feel a straight line through your heels and crown. And then lower yourself into a low cobra. Pelvis and belly to the ground. Then inhale your way up. And either repeat the exercise we just did, or rise up into a dolphin. So a plank pose on your elbows, or a dolphin pose. If you're in either, move around until you feel centered. Draw the shoulder blades in towards the spine. And exhale your way down to a low cobra to breathe and recenter. This is a counter pose. It helps balance the muscles you're using. Stay active. Keep the feet alive. And either stay or return to a dolphin pose. Your elbows are shoulder distance apart. Your hands are parallel. Your forearms are parallel. You're wrapping your shoulders, the length of your arms beginning down in your heart. Feel through the shoulders. And then come down and move back into a squat. In a low squat, you either stay here and breathe or prepare for handstand lifts. You are not going to do a handstand. You're kicking up. You're finding balance on your forearms. So if you just move your legs a foot off the ground, that's fine. You're just feeling the shift forward and back. Inhale up, exhale down. 5 of them. Enliven your body. Feel balanced on your arms if you can. And return to a child's pose. Either stay in child's or move to plank on your forearms. Feel a straight line, heel to crown. Down, low cobra. Either stay, repeat the plank pose, or revisit dolphin. A little deeper, a little more alive. Feel the legs beginning at the back of your buttocks. Draw the heels towards the floor and draw the shoulder blades towards your heart. Feel length through the shoulders, allowing the arms to draw their strength from your core. Push down on your wrists, feeling the support of your full forearm. Slowly extend your legs, bringing the knees down to the ground in a low cobra. Roll to your back, knees up, lower back to the ground. Breathe and integrate before hugging your knees into your chest and drawing them to one side in a simple twist. Inhale them up, reverse. Do this several times, back and forth. Move the hips separately. So one leg leads and then the other follows. And after several, stay on one side. Surrender into the simple twist. And prepare for either some drawbridges, which means going up and down in bridge, one breath up, one breath down, or some wheel push-ups. So you're still doing the twist, but you're getting yourself ready for this. And unravel, untwist, and lie on your back, knees raised, feet flat on the floor. Breathe. And then center yourself. So your hands can brush your heels. You're going to breathe up and exhale down. I will begin up and down in bridge. You will continue doing this or follow me in the wheels. Adjust the placement of your feet to be strong. Feel the rhythm of your rise and fall as an extension of your lungs. And then turn your hands reverse, so your fingertips pointing down your body. Inhale, push up, lift off the ground. Exhale, come back down. Find the open space, inhaling up, exhaling down. Where can you extend the arch of the wheel? Not going for full extension, just lift, pause, and exhale down. 5 of these warms you up, build some strength, then rest. Then begin again. Inhaling up. You can be up on your toes or plant the heels. The planted heels are more challenging. But it's not necessary to push yourself past your limits in this. Finally, stay in an extra breath before coming down more slowly. Drawing your legs in to hug them. Knees to chest. And exhale your way back down to a bridge. Feel the openness you've created here. This should be easier now. Tuck the shoulder blades a little more to feel the strength of the arch from the heels to the shoulders. Hug your knees in once again. Really getting acquainted with how you're changing your body with all these exercises. Finding a balance between the exertion of repeating a difficult exercise and integrating the new feelings so you can get yourself in a different zone where this stuff is normal. And push yourself up into a wheel and stay. Breathe, breathe, and breathe. Just being up is good. From here, find your edge, but don't push into it in a way that creates extra strain. Come down after 5 breaths or so, or when you know you need to. Hug your knees to the chest, lower them to the side, opening the spine again. Getting the twists extends the energy through all the muscles that do these hard labors. It resets them, teaches them to integrate and to stop complaining if they don't like the work that they have to do. So rest in the twist and let it open you. Notice how when you're more tired, a twist can be more effective. Other side. You're gazing up. If you do twist the upper body towards the opposite arm from your knees, do it gently. Not so much that it dominates your attention. This is not a neck stretch. Breathe into the twist, concentrating on the spine. Center yourself. Inhale up into an easy shoulder stand. Stay here. Tuck the shoulder blades under. Or lift the legs up into a shoulder stand. Exhale them down into a plow. Inhale up into a shoulder stand. Exhale down into a plow. If your feet don't touch the floor, that's fine. Find your easy, natural limit, but push it. Sometimes it's not easy, but it's still easy. It's like you need to channel your energy. Either stay in a shoulder stand or an easy shoulder stand, or lower yourself into plow and stay. You're going to use the bellows breath. Find the area that's screaming and objecting the most and breathe with strength. In and out. And use your breath to tune into the greatest sense of intensity. The feeling that's telling you can't keep doing this, you can't go deeper, breathe into that with the bellows breath. Don't linger. Use the strength of the breath to move energy through those muscles and empower them. And you'll find that as your focus centers on whatever is complaining the most, it becomes a source of strength. And you cross through a boundary that you thought was strong and stable. And you find yourself centered in the feelings that used to be objecting. And as you temper the fear that you can't breathe because you're using your lungs to breathe deeply, a panic can surrender. And you can find that this gets easier. And at this point, if it's not getting easier, come out. And if you can sense it, be grateful. Come out slowly, rolling and breathing with the intensity you've created. You are reshaping your body by owning these challenges. Pausing to breathe and integrate is crucial. Roll up and shift to a staff pose. Hands on either side of the hips, legs straight out in front of you. Lift your chest. Surrender your legs down. And prepare for some tables. So we're going to go up and down breath by breath. First, go to crab, which is a collapsed table. Just feel your balance left to right, up and down. Before beginning, inhaling into a table, exhaling back to staff. Back and forth. You're not over-relying on any one set of muscles. So your thighs and quads should not be doing all the work. Your shoulders should not experience all the tension. If they do, spread out the effort. Feel in your core. Allow the shoulders to rotate out. And stay. Stay up in a table. Walk your feet a little further away from your shoulders if you need the distance. And surrender your head back so you're staring straight up. Let those shoulders open. Breathe through them and bring strength and awareness into your legs and core so you don't get stuck, trapped with the sensations through the tight upper chest and shoulders. And your presence in this can deepen your awareness of how this can be easier before slowly lowering yourself back to staff pose and centering the work that you've done. Some of these poses are for rest. Use it. When strength is trapped in any one muscle group, that one muscle group gets stronger, but it doesn't extend throughout your body. Spread your strength throughout your body. And rotate to find a wide angle seated position, preparing for a wide angle forward bend, straight between your legs. Go down on your forearms or just on your fingers. Find your easy natural limit. Before beginning to rotate from leg to leg, just one breath each. Inhale to center, exhale down. Just becoming acquainted with this pose. When you don't stay for a full breath down, it should be very obvious which muscles don't like it and which aren't doing anything. So by going back and forth for a while, you loosen things up. Notice if you can shift your hips. Find a better balance and then stay on one side. Use the bellows breath to breathe through intensity. Anything that's complaining, breathe through it. Turn it from a sensation that is essentially saying, stop, I don't like this, to the center of your focus and breathe through that focus to empty out extra tension and breathe in presence. And you'll find that this pose will get easier. If it's not getting easier, return to alternating between your legs, inhaling to center and exhaling down to the other side. There's no shame in this. That's about recognizing that it would be more effective for you to do the alternating exercises than to stay. But periodically, stare right at the tension that tells you can't go deeper. Use your bellows breath and even speed it into a breath of fire if needed. And then slowly draw out the breathing until you can be present in a way that's easier than when you began. Inhale your way up to center. Take a couple breaths before exhaling down to the other side. In a wide angle forward bend over one leg, you want to stay conscious of the opposite leg. Stay aware of your whole body. You're surrendering your belly towards the thigh. You're keeping the chest a little bit up. You're not lurching the head down as far as possible. Don't emphasize that part of the bend. Bend in your lower back. Bend in the backs of your legs. Extend, lengthen them, and breathe into the tensions you find there. Let gravity bring your chest and head down on its own. Keep your feet active and use that bellows breath to breathe into any intensity. Look, if you don't need it, don't use it. But if you do experience tension that says, I'm stuck, I can't go further, use the breath. Even go into a space that's so intense, you need the breath of fire, real quick breathing. And you can pass through a boundary where suddenly you're settled in a depth that used to be telling you, no, I can't stay. And this works with so many poses. We're just exploring using it with a couple poses in this practice. Really feel that lower back surrendering. Allow the rhythm of your breathing to bring rejuvenation throughout your body. preparing to come out of the pose. Inhaling your way up to center, touching the ground between your legs, breathing into the intensity, bringing it into the center of your body. And begin to consider moving towards a low squat. This is a crow preparation pose, but it's also very valuable all on its own. You're on the balls of your feet. And from here, you can extend one leg out straight and begin moving back and forth with this, or stay. So your heel's on the ground and you're doing a side lunge. Your arms are in between the legs still, but one leg goes straight and then you turn the foot up. Inhale to center. Exhale, extend the opposite leg. And if you want to, you can shift from heel to heel. Just ironing out the inner hamstrings, the heels. And then return to the low squat and begin moving towards crow. And this, you're going to find your edge. If you struggle too much in crow, don't do it. Just lean into it and then come out of it. And if you're ready, move into it and stay. So you're squeezing the knees into the outside edge of your arms, just above the elbow. Your hands are wide apart, shoulder distance apart. And you're going to do this again and again. So really concentrate on getting the alignment right. And then you're staring at the same spot on the floor and you're breathing. And you can use the bellows breath if it helps focus the intensity, or you can do some long, deep breathing if that's what works best for you. And you're recognizing the signs that you're getting a little shaky and coming down before it's too much. And if that's after 8 seconds, wonderful. If that's after 20 seconds, wonderful. And return yourself to a child's pose, resting, recentering, and prepare to rise up into camel. Fingers pointed down, wrapped around the sides. Lean back and begin to alternate in half camels. Inhaling, lifting one hand from your heel and alternating it up in the air. Your head is loose. The exhale initiates the change. The inhale extends the arch. And you're just doing this to iron yourself out before leaning down into a full camel. So your hands are on your lower back and sides, or reaching back to your heels. If they're back down to your heels, you're drawing your thighs forward. You're breathing into your shoulders and lower back. And your head is just relaxing backwards. Before exhaling your way down into a child's pose. Breathe in the intensity. Center it within you. And move your way back to a forward plank, a forearm plank. Elbows down. Before exhaling your way down to a low cobra. And either stay there or give yourself a dolphin. You're going to stay here a bit. You're walking your toes forward. The heels are drawing towards the floor. And you're working into a straight line from your root to your heels and your root to your... It's through your crown. So your foundation is between the forearms now. It's a little bit unusual. You are making this pose normal. Before exhaling your way down into a hero pose. Now, before hero, you can just keep the knee lifted and do some twists. But the hero is a great foundation for a lot of twisting seated poses. What that means is if you comfortably can, you're stacking the knees on top of each other. You lift the chest up by planting the hands on either side of the hips at first. And then put your hands on the top knee. And really feel how just being in this pose is going to draw up in your hips. Then give yourself some eagle arms. So same side as the top knee goes on the bottom for the arms. And if this is not accessible, simply use the bottom arm to grab the opposite shoulder. Stretch out the arm. And then give yourself a twist. You're twisting away from the upper leg. And you reach in front of that upper knee and around behind you to the first comfortable position. Keep your head centered. Really feel the twist in the lower body. And then turn to the other side and give yourself a side stretch. So you plant the arm, same side as the upper knee, and then you reach up and over your body like a swimmer. Feel this stretch from the lower hip. And then lower the upper arm and draw the arm that was on the ground over your head and cup your ear, stretching the shoulder still more. And surrender the shoulders from each other. Releasing the stretch, bend down over the hero pose to deepen it, really releasing those hips. Sometimes you do some other stuff in hero pose and it can help you get deeper without focusing. And then give yourself a spin. So the feet remain almost in the same place, but you lift yourself up, over, and find that the opposite knee is now on top. And if you haven't found this yet, I invite you to experiment until you do, because it's fun. And then either keep the knee lifted, pause and breathe with it, or stack it down into hero pose. Hands on the top knee, breathe into it before giving yourself eagle arms. Same side arm reaches under, same side as the upper leg, reaches under to wrap into the eagle twisted arms. And then lift them up, lift the elbows up to open the shoulders. Again, if this isn't accessible, just grab the opposite shoulder and stretch out the arm. Before letting go of the twisted arms, and just do a twist in the hero pose. You're twisting away from the upper leg, away from the hip of the upper leg. Breathe into this, keep your head centered. Feel those hips separating. Surrendering them from each other means they're not locked together. Another side stretch. So you're reaching down from the lower hip up and over your body with the arm. Feel that stretch down into the buttocks, letting go. That lower leg is pinned. Then lower the arm down towards the ground, not touching, and same side as the upper leg's hip, arm comes over, grabs the ear. You stretch out the neck, you surrender the shoulders, so that lower shoulder drops down a little more. Feel the release before releasing the pose. And bowing down over your knees to find a greater depth. Breathe into this and inhale your way up, unwrapping hero pose to go to all fours in a cow pose. Knees under hips, palms under shoulders. Then drop down into puppy. So elbows under shoulders, and then lean back. Inhale and come forward in an easy up dog with the knees on the ground. Exhale back into puppy. Just open yourself with this empowering exercise. Now move yourself forward to sit at front of your mat in an easy cross-legged forward bend. Exhale your way down, folding over your cross-legged seated position. Surrender to gravity, adjusting your sit bones a little back, lengthening the lower back. Breathing space into your lower belly, which you draw in. Either stay with this or inhale your way up into a half lotus, drawing one ankle just above the opposite knee and fold down over the half lotus for a deeper hip stretch. Breathe into both hips, centering the energy in the intensity and drawing presence into the lower hip, the hip of the leg that's beneath, to maintain balance. Surrender your upper back. Surrender your head. Inhale your way up. Reverse the cross of your legs. Beginning in an easy cross-legged position, fold forward over the legs. Lengthen the lower back. Feel the difference on this side. Allow the difference to be what it is. We are not fully symmetrical. And if you pretend you are, you won't meet your tensions where they are. Either stay or inhale your way up into half lotus on the opposite side. Fold forward once again, going deeper into the hip. Center the intensity. Remain present with feeling on both sides of your body so you don't amplify the tension and be overwhelmed by it. Deep breaths expose whatever tensions are ready to surrender. Breathe into them and let them go. And either continue these forward bends, alternating on either side once again, or inhale your way up and back into a puppy pose. Then come forward, crossing one leg across your body in a pigeon pose. Now, the toes should ideally be up almost parallel with the knee, but don't force it. And then you're lifting yourself up so you can put your hands on the floor in front of you or even on the knee and ankle. And breathe up, centering your lower body and hips. Then, if you so choose, you can fold forward. And for an extra challenge, put your hands behind your back and do 3 bows from the strength of your core. This centers you and balances the intensity for the hips. So you're either up on your hands or you're folding forward. In between, you can rest on your elbows, finding exactly where your edge is. And you're using the bellows breath in this intensity. Wherever you are, find the intensity and breathe through it. Stay alive. Focus on the strongest sensation that may seem to be screaming, you can't stay. And stay. Breathing life through it, centering on it, and allowing each exhale to release excess tension. When this works, you go through the intensity, you spread the energy throughout your body, and you feel comfortable in the depths of a pose that used to be overwhelming. If you are waiting for it to be over, you need to learn when to stop. That's not success. Use your breath and come out. Lift yourself back up on your hands first, or even rest on your elbows. Come out slowly. Bringing the back leg around to cross in front of you, and the crossed leg back behind you to reverse the pigeon. Begin with your hands up on the knee and ankle to give yourself some leverage. Lift the upper body up, lengthen through the hip. Then bring the hands back down to the ground. Stay here or come down on your elbows and then potentially all the way to the ground. Putting your hands behind your back. Bowing 3 times from the strength of your core. Inhale up, exhale down. Only do this if you know it's within your range. Before surrendering all the way down, either on your elbows or arms stretched in front of you, head to the floor. Feel the intensity in your hips. Breathe with the bellows breath through this intensity into the center of the muscles that are very uncomfortable, perhaps. And find the pace, the rhythm of breathing that tunes into this tension, meets it, and allows it to both release throughout the body and trust the position you're in. When this works, you pass through into a place where this is easier, where this is deeply restful. And come out slowly, perhaps pausing on your elbows and on your hands. And then circle to a cross-legged seated position. We are bringing this practice down. So I invite you to do some more forward bends over your crossed legs, either in a simple cross-legged pose or in half lotus. You're healing the intensity, giving a little bit of perspective to those hips after the intensity of the pigeons. And if you know that you're done, if you didn't do the pigeons and your hips are fine, or this is an opportunity to be present and ask yourself, what more do you need right now? As ever, If you sit still and evaluate where tension resides in your body, give yourself the poses associated with the closest chakra. Do gentle versions and then ask yourself if that's enough. Do intense versions if you really need to get at a depth that didn't get any attention. And be sure to get both sides if you're doing the forward bends. And as you do, you're really surrendering your practice. You're preparing to let go. You're breathing into the presence that you feel the most and resolving to distribute its strength throughout your body. Letting go of the way your mind has held your body by constantly drawing it back to the breath, focusing on the breath, and letting the body find a more relaxed depth. Find your way back to a cross-legged seated position, and then lie back down in an easy bridge, lower back to the ground, knees up. Extend your legs and then draw them into an easy shoulder stand, hands under the hips, thumbs wrapped towards your belly. Either stay here and breathe, lifting, tucking the shoulders a little higher, or lift your legs straight up in a shoulder stand. Breathe through the shoulders, feeling the weight. And surrender energy down. Energy leaving the muscles, awareness. Let go of the muscles in this inversion. Your limbs are not normally upside down. Your legs don't normally point up. So feel the melting down your body, from your toes, through your calves, and knees, and thighs, and hips, down through your belly and chest, and arms and shoulders, into the ground. And you can do this a little bit sloppy if you need to. Simply find balance. Be inverted. You can stay easy with the knees bent. And if they have been straight, bring them back down. Roll your way with your back down on the ground. Feet flat at first. Breathe the lower back into the ground. Ask yourself if you need any last attention. Perhaps give yourself a gentle little bridge without strain. Just be present here and exhale your way slowly down into a savasana. Corpse pose. Take a little time to find stillness. So get your legs balanced, heels on the ground, feet slightly fallen to the side, legs a little open. Arms a little open, palms up. And give yourself some time to adjust before committing to staying still. Allow the momentum of your practice to bounce around and unravel after initial adjustments. Commit to breathing through the urge to shift your position. Let go from the inside with the help of your breath, bringing attention and focus into any area that complains. Soothe yourself from within. And stay. Stay until you feel the shift. The shift that shows you why this is called corpse pose. You let go of your muscles. You release control. And you can reside deeper within yourself, surrendered. And stay as long as you need to. When you do release, roll consciously to the side. Come up slowly. And take the time to integrate your practice and be aware of any message your spirit may have to share with you before you re-enter your daily life.